I like this movie a lot, and I think that it helps to watch it with kids.
I think it's a decent Batman movie. We haven't picked the Batman universe to go into, but
That's very true.
I think it works on that level, and it doesn't. I think I did catch a couple of scenes with my youngest, and he's like, "Is Emmett in this?" I'm like, nope, he is not in this.
Yep, sorry. He's in a different world. He's in a different city. Like a whole table away.
It works like a Marvel movie, He exists somewhere.
And, this one is definitely its own self-contained universe. No human interference. But I'm going to push back and say Emmett is in this movie.
No, he's not.
So
prove it.
Towards the beginning, during Joker's bomb scheme, they cut to a news clip, and there's this guy talking about what will happen if the plates are blown up. And they say we will fall to this endless abyss. And they use Emmett falling from the Octan Tower with the battery strapped on his back.
Oh.
And that's their footage for falling into the endless abyss. So Emmett is in the movie. It's just footage from a previous movie.
The bar is in the ground. He exists. Okay. He's in this movie. Sure, fine.
Hello and welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
And I'm Justin.
And today we are looking at the second of the Lego movies, the Lego Batman movie. Justin, take it away.
Oh, if it takes 3 years to make a Lego movie, then I guess this is when it was supposed to come out. 2017. Different director. I don't think actually in the future ones they don't get Phil Lord and Christopher Miller back. This is Chris McKay. Unfamiliar entirely with any of his other work. With a lot more screenwriters: Jared Stern, Eric Summers, Chris McKenna, John Whittington, and Seth Grahame-Smith. Looks like Seth Grahame-Smith was the main story lead, or I don't know what you should call it, story by him. I'm curious if any of these are like comic creators, because it works as a comedic comic book. Like it has a nice moral and nice heart, and it might be funnier than the Lego movie. Like, it's fun to make fun of the Legos in the Lego movie. Like, the stuff works like Legos, and this one is more a superhero movie.
This one does feel like a Batman movie that just happens to be filmed in a Lego style. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's still pretty solidly a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Now, the director, I wanted to quickly say, because
sure.
I was like, I don't even know if I've ever heard that name before. Chris McKay. I have watched one other movie that he has directed. I'll shout out the movie that he made. He made 2 movies after this one. One of them that I have not seen is called Renfield. It is about Dracula's unwilling assistant, his crazy assistant. I think it's a dark comedy. If I remember correctly, it had like Nicolas Cage maybe, but some big guy was in it. I think
so. Yeah.
But the one he made not right after, but like 4 years after the Lego Batman movie was from Amazon Studios, and that was The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt. And
Oh.
that's one of the worst movies I have ever seen.
Well, he just directed it. Maybe someone else did the story. I don't know.
Yeah,
Giving
could
him a
be.
defense.
And here's the thing. I want to defend the Tomorrow War because I'm a sucker for time travel. That's one of my favorite subgenres in sci-fi. And that movie sucks so much. Like, it's got two interesting moments. It's got some cool visuals, but the story is so bad and the logic is so stupid. I just hate it. It's one of my least favorite movies that I have ever seen. There's very few times when I'm angry that I watched a movie, and The Tomorrow War is one of those times. I was like, why? Why did I sit through this whole thing? Why did I keep thinking it was going to get better?
0 out of 10. It's not a franchise, thankfully.
Yep, we're never going to review it, so that's my quick review,
Yeah.
and I think I would give it a 2 out of 10 if I had to give it a score, but that's not official because it's not a franchise, so it doesn't matter.
We'll finish the last numbers of this. Producers were Dan Lin, Roy Lee, which were in the first one, and Phil Lord, Christopher Miller apparently produced it. So they, I would assume, gave it their blessing, and it went from 80 million to the budget, up to 312 million in return. So still a little less than the first one, but that's great for an animated movie.
Yeah, like this was well over what, 250. I'm trying to do quick maths in my head, and I think that's
Maybe.
I mean, it's like
30?
it's over $200 million in profit, and for a children's movie, that's pretty great. But I gotta be honest, there are times when I'm like, this movie should have done way better than that. This movie should have at least matched the first movie. But whatever, I'm not audiences in 2017.
I'm curious. I have a hard time remembering when movies come out, so I have no idea what it was going up against. Because, yeah, it's just as good as the first one, and I enjoy Batman movies, so I think I liked it a little bit more.
Well, we have reviewed another 2017 movie, and that, of course, was The Cult of Chucky.
I don't think they came out against each other, but who knows?
Just the same year. I'm not gonna go into like months to figure out which
we need
ones.
a separate co-host that's just in charge.
Yes,
of feeding
just
the
in
numbers.
charge of that for real. Other notable movies from that year. It's not necessary. Again, I don't know if these are movies that came. I don't know when they came out against each other. But you have Murder on the Orient Express, the Tom Cruise version of The Mummy that was supposed to kick off the Monsterverse and bombed so hard that it killed a franchise before it happened. Baby Driver, which I think won an Oscar. And then, controversial opinion, I hope we are able to get to it one day, but my favorite of the sequel Star Wars trilogy, Star Wars The Last Jedi, also came out in 2017, but that was like December of 2017, so that would have been way at the end of the year. But yeah, those are some of the movies from 2017. I'm not seeing a lot of family movies. I'm sure there was Despicable Me 3 came out that
I
year.
found that it looks like in that weekend it came out, it was going up against 50 Shades Darker and John Wick Chapter 2 and Split.
Oh, those are two movies I enjoyed. Split is part of a franchise as well.
It is.
So I am interested in watching that. Although at the time, Split was a standalone movie, had nothing to do with the other ones in it. It was because of Glass that we learned that this was all a shared universe the whole time.
The whole time. Even twisting the franchises in the end. I have not watched Split or Glass, so I would be down for picking that one.
Have you seen, what is it called?
First one.
Yeah.
I have seen that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Unbreakable.
Thank you. I was like, my brain has completely broken. I can't even remember Bruce Willis's name, but Unbreakable, I think, is the name. But you and I know which one we're talking about. Have you seen that one?
A long time ago, but yes.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. I also liked Split a lot. And then Glass happened, and it's a movie. I wasn't angry that I watched it, but it didn't shake me the same way that its predecessors did. Those two were quite good. And then one more 2017 movie that I just want to shout out because we talked briefly about time travel because of the director. The Endless, which is an independent time loop movie. The basic premise of it is that you've got these two brothers who escaped a death cult, and now they're adults, and they get this VHS tape of the death cult essentially saying, "We are ascending. Tonight's the night." And so they decide to go and check out their old stomping grounds, and everything is quite interesting. If you like time loop movies, it's a very interesting take on the concept. And I might be spoiling too much by saying that it is that type of sci-fi, because it's really an interesting way of going about telling that kind of story. It's definitely not a Groundhog's Day.
Interesting. Well, maybe. We'll see. It's not a franchise.
It's not a franchise, so yep, maybe we'll never watch it, or you'll never watch it.
Well, let us, what do you call it? Pile our praise onto this movie.
Indeed. I gotta say, I really liked most of this movie. I don't want to reveal too much. I have some criticisms. There are some things that I was like, okay. But this is one of my favorite Batman movies. This is genuinely a top tier movie. Just minor things that kind of bug me.
Well, let's see if we run into them as we go, because
indeed,
I think to what would you call it? To lead a movie that is as silly and serious as this one, they picked the perfect voice back in the first Batman movie, or first Lego movie, in Will Arnett. Like, he does he's doing a voice that you know is a voice that he's putting on, but it fits so well into what he has to say. It just feels like Bruce Wayne, pompous yet competent, which he was in the Lego movie, and that this entire movie gets to just paint in all the blacks and grays of the way that, like, you probably shouldn't like how great Batman is, and you should see that he's failing in this one way, that he's pushing down and away, and it's like, this is too good of a character. Like, it's perfect. So,
I think other movies, at least in the live action area of Batman, I would say the Christopher Nolan movies are probably the one that gets closest to demonstrating this, but this movie demonstrates it better than the rest of them. In the comics, Batman is the identity and Bruce Wayne is the alter ego. Like, most heroes, their person out of the costume is who they are. They put on the costume in order to tell everyone they're a hero. Well, Batman, when he puts on the costume, he is himself. That is when he feels like who he is. And when he takes it off, that's the mask. And the Nolan verse, it hinted at that. I think they even said it explicitly at one point, but Bruce Wayne is the costume. That is not the identity. And in the comics, there's this famous image, or like it's a few pages, but it's the forming of the Justice League. And you've got
I think I saw that.
Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. And Wonder Woman puts out the lasso of truth, and she's like, we will swear to this alliance with our names. And she says Diana Prince, I think is her name. Or maybe she just says Diana. And then Superman says both Clark Kent and Kal-El, and Batman says Batman. Like that is his, when he's holding the lasso of truth, that's his name.
It's very, what? All that trauma has just made him into Batman. And this one, I think, portrays the downsides of trying to be Batman. So it's a nice redeeming type of exploration, and it's a Lego movie of all things. Maybe we wouldn't care if it was live action, but it just is. The comedy covers so much of the content in a great way. Like, kids will love it, and it's just a nice, simple, hey, you will need people type of message.
And I think this is the first time since Adam West when Robin was genuinely a child. I think in the Adam West ones, the actor was an adult, but he was meant to be like a teenager or a young Robin. And then when we get to the Shoemaker movies in the 90s, those terrible ones, when Robin shows up, he's definitely an adult. He is not a kid. And then we get no Robin. In the Nolan verse, we get the reference, the hidden Easter egg of maybe there's a Robin out there, but even he's an adult. He's already a cop. He's got a career. And now we finally in theaters have a child who is Robin. And that, I think, was a pretty great touch. Like, Robin's always been a kid. Why do we keep getting movies with an adult hanging out with Batman? So I like that.
And I enjoy his personality. It works really well in this sort of format.
Well, we skipped over all of the intro and I went straight to Robin, so I apologize.
Oh no.
Tell me, what was your favorite thing about the start of this movie? Because this movie has a banger of a start. I'm going to say 10 out of 10 introduction for a movie.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you do, I'm trying to think of what a movie would have done. Like, songs generally date each movie, and choosing to go so flat out with a direct quote of Michael Jackson to Batman, I think it will stand the test of time because it's a good lyric and it's a good message, and it's also like ironic until you get into the movie. It's like, Batman isn't gonna change. He's doing his thing his way, and it works until there's no more bad guys to fight. And that's where I'm like, it really works as just the story is great. Generally, when I don't like the characters, I have to back into the story and be like, okay, well, at least the story is telling me something fun. The story is great. The characters are great. And this is a very good movie. In the beginning,
I mean, I think they start with jokes. They start with comedy, with the Batman giving his little monologue about how black All great movies start with a black screen. I just love it so much.
It's great.
But yeah, like
Oh.
the first like major character that we meet is the Joker. Like it's a long time before we get the
Mm-hmm.
Batman in
He's
this
so
movie.
mysterious. He's at the height of his prime, man. He's taken on villains from different universes in this. So he
I'm pretty sure he only you're right. You're right. But in the intro, it is pretty much
yes,
all of his villains.
all of his bad guys, he can totally beat them, stop the crisis, and just crush Joker's hope that he's the most important one. I think that's always like a comic based universe, not plot, but just like theme. So, the Joker is always going to just fight against Batman and always be there because Batman can't get rid of him. That relationship in comics is like so so like he's absolutely homicidal and bad, but you can't get rid of him because you care too much, or
well, he's got
like,
his no killing rule.
yeah, so he cares about the Joker in that sort of way, that roundabout logic of what Lego usually does a great job of lampooning whatever it takes on, and I think this is done lovingly to say, well, the Joker is your number one bad guy, but Lego Batman can't really handle that.
Yeah, he doesn't do ships. Oh, I love it. I love, and this is something that I just happen to know. I don't remember which writer or if it was the director. This is one of those movies where the whole production team worked very closely together. So it's hard to say like this person did their job and then they left. Like this was a movie where everybody was pretty much all hands on deck at all times. And so they started at the top of Batman's menagerie of villains. And then they were like, okay, now go to the bottom of the list and let's start filling out the rest of the villains from the very bottom, including Condiment King and the killer whale dude. Like many.
It works so well with Lego. You would never put them in a different movie, but with Lego, it's like, well, yeah, of course there's a minifig of like the most random rare character from any given movie.
I was going to say most of these villains have since had more appearances in comics, but at the time, I want to say some of them, like Zebra Man, I think was only a one-time appearance before this movie. Like he's a real villain. He really did appear in a Batman comic, but nobody cared. Like he's not someone who made waves. And that's why they chose so many of these bottom of the list villains, and I love it. I love that they were like, okay, we gotta have the big ones. We gotta have Mr. Freeze, Clayface, Penguin, Joker, obviously, Two-Face. Gotta have the big guys, but then let's go all the way to the bottom and just get some bizarre characters. Like nobody knows who Eraserhead is, but he's in this movie. Like, yeah.
It was a great intro to kind of show Batman being amazing even in this universe, and introduce the fact that Joker wants to actually, I feel like the main conflict is Joker trying to convince Batman that he hates him the most, and like that's where the rest of it comes in. Joker has the plan. Batman's kind of just living his life, absentmindedly adopting Robin, and then finding himself with nothing to do.
Yeah. Oh man, I love the introduction of Robin There's a joke that killed me twice because I watched about half of the movie on my own, got very tired and went to bed, and then decided to watch the whole movie with my son. My daughter didn't want to watch it, but I was watching it with my son, and Richard Grayson is like, "Hey, my name is Richard, but everybody just calls me Dick." And, and Bruce Wayne is like, "Kids can be so cruel."
Mhm.
I loved it so much because Dick Grayson is his name. Like, that's the comic book name. That's the Nightwing. Like, everybody knows who Dick Grayson is, but in this movie, and then even in the subtitles, they put his name as Richard because they don't want to write Dick. Like, it's so funny.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, introduction to that character, we are kind of skipping over the other characters. We see Alfred, we see Barbara Gordon, we see Commissioner Gordon, but really,
he's a nothing figure in this movie. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. Barbara is the real star, at least, and I've got a bit of a crush on Rosario Dawson, so I'm fine with shouting her out.
I guess I only really recognized Michael Cera's voice. I was trying to look at this and be like, oh, Zach Galifianakis? He's the Joker? Huh.
Okay, now we've gotten to one of my sticking points, and this is just a me problem. My son was like, "You are absolutely wrong on this." I don't like Zach Galifianakis, and I can hear him fully as the Joker. And so I was like, it's a great character. It's a great premise. And I've got a hang up. I don't have a reason to have a hang up with this actor. Like, he's never done anything to me. Like, I don't know why. I don't particularly like him. And so I just don't like him as the Joker.
Gotcha. I don't think I couldn't have told you that it was Rosario Dawson or Zach. I guess the butler is Ralph.
Or I think it's Ray Fiennes is how it's pronounced.
Fiennes.
But it's spelled Ralph.
I did not pin any of those names just by their voice, so it was not an issue for me. But just to introduce the fact that they're there, present, Barbara matters to the story, Robin matters to the story, Joker matters.
Alfred matters, not as much, but he does matter. He's throughout this movie, and I really love when he's talking about the Batman being despondent, and he runs through the list of every Batman franchise that we've had, and all of them are Lego except the Adam West version.
That crazy version. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I enjoy the beginning because it sets up Joker's plan, sets up Batman not really caring about anyone, but you see that it's hinted that he's not caring because, like, he lost his family, and he's completely blind to the fact that Alfred essentially adopted him as his son.
Yeah.
At one point he's like, "You don't understand," and it's like literally the main person that could understand having a child in their care. But yeah.
Which is such an interesting twist on the character, because every version of Batman that I have ever seen, Alfred Pennyworth is massively important, not only to the Batman hero, but to the Bruce Wayne identity as well. So to have this version just trying to, well, frankly, not trying, being so selfish that he doesn't even notice Alfred, like, it's such an interesting twist on the character. And that's always going to be what sets this movie apart for me. The fact that this version of Batman is so different from every other version, and yet captures so much of the character's essence and conflict. It's wild that they could go off script this much and still hit it out of the park.
he's still recognizable Batman. Like, yeah, all those, maybe they're extremes of the character, but he's still crime fighting. He's just super rich. He sings about not paying his taxes, and it's all just so many good digs that land and are enjoyable. So I think first, up until the Joker, what do you call it, springs his scheme to be sent to the Phantom Zone, I think, oh, did I lose it? I'm trying to remember what my favorite thing are. Some of the bust up laughs that Will Arnett does. It's that random things that are funny, but it's like, it says this Batman is childish.
Yeah, he's watching alone, Jerry Maguire.
Oh yeah.
And it gets to the most romantic scene in the whole movie, and he does that inappropriate laugh. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
The second thing would be whenever he says pewter instead of computer.
Yep. That's where I get it.
Works.
If you've ever seen me talking, like whenever I get mad at my computer and I'm talking about it in our group chat, I always call it pooter, but I spell it differently. But it comes from this movie. I was like, that is such a funny way to call a computer. I'm just going to start calling my computer pooter from now on.
So those are my favorite things because some of the plot isn't like absolutely necessary, but it's so good still. I don't have many criticisms. I can't. We ran across one of your criticisms so far in the Joker voice. Are there any others before we
let me get to the next one, because we have seen it a few times. I pointed this out in the last movie. Nearly everything in the last movie was made of Lego, and that includes smoke effects and water. This movie, far off smoke effects appear to still be made out of Lego, but there's a lot more fog. That is genuine fog, which, that maybe that's just the style they wanted to go for. But the one that gets me is water. They used, well, not real, but they did not make Lego water in this movie. And I don't know why that irked me so much. I was just like, you guys already mastered this effect. Why aren't you using it anymore? It looked so good in the last movie. Like, now it's jarring to see realistic water in this movie. So that it's such a nitpicky thing, but it really, I don't know. It really kind of bugged me. I was unreasonably mad about it.
Oh, because he drinks and spits it out, and it's like, it's not Legos.
Well, and also when they're flying across like the Gotham City River, they get really close to the water to the point where they're kicking up spray, and it's just clearly meant to be water and not Lego bricks that are supposed to look like water, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't really notice that jarring thing.
And that's fine. That's fine. I get it. This is a weirdzy for me, but it was the thing that got me.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the plot is for Joker to prove that over all of the villains everywhere, Batman would hate him the most. And when Batman said he's not, he wants to just blow up the panels to break everything apart, essentially end everything for everybody, because he's so distraught.
Yeah, he just wants to be someone's main villain, and he thought it was Batman. And
Batman likes to fight
Batman
around.
Batman doesn't do shit. Yeah, he doesn't do ships. He likes to fight around. That's the other line I love.
It's so good because it's just the tone is so funny and it stays funny, but like they really put everything together very well in the intro. Well, he adopts a kid.
So yeah,
Joker.
Batman has to infiltrate Superman's hideout so that he can get the Phantom Zone gun. Like I don't even remember what it is. The thing that sends people to the Phantom Zone.
Portal something. Yeah. To send the Joker where Joker wants to go, because Joker has tricked Batman, outsmarted Batman, which sometimes in movies it feels like it's hard for Joker to actually seem like he's genuinely going toe-to-toe with Batman. So in this one, Batman seems a little bit dumber. It's got to be said. But that might just be the arrogance of Batman.
I mean, he's made of plastic. It's hard to put brains in that little plastic head of his.
Sends it to the Phantom Zone and
gets arrested for doing it.
He's in prison.
I do want to briefly touch on. I do like that Superman is throwing a party without Batman.
He knew Batman wouldn't come. Batman's totally fine, you know.
But clearly he's not. Like, there are some small emotional touches that I think exceed the previous movie, where even though this is a very funny comedy movie, they are able to put in these deeply emotional moments that are relevant and resonant. I mean, who hasn't felt lonely at times and felt like their friends are just abandoning them? Especially if you find out that your friends are having a party without you. Like, that's brutal. That is horrible.
That would be rough.
Yeah. But yeah, then I'm fine with skipping ahead to the Phantom Zone, because that's the other. Well, I don't want to say I dislike it, because I do like it. It's just at the same time, I'm like, we have such a great cast of villains. It's so weird that we now have to pull villains from other franchises in order to keep this movie going.
I honestly would probably put that up to the fact that there's kind of a limited amount of really recognizable bad guys of Batman where you want them to do more. Like, all of Batman's villains are people-sized. And Batman,
except for Clayface and Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And Bane. Yeah.
I think
and Croc.
Having the bigger bad guys makes it I don't know. I think the stakes are appropriate for convince me that Batman will lose without help.
It makes sense for this movie in particular, because Batman literally defeats his entire roster of villains at the begining of the movie. And then they all turn themselves in and you know, the next meaningful scene. Yeah. So it does make sense that you got to kick things up a notch. This one is a legitimate beef. The large characters, the Sea Monster and King Kong in particular, there are a couple of times when they do close-ups and they're not made of Lego. They are made of Minecraft blocks in my head. Like, these are just clearly CG rendered characters. They didn't even have the courtesy of putting the Lego bricks in them anymore. And that might just be because I've watched this movie too many times. And so when I see those characters up close, I'm like, that's not actually Lego anymore.
I guess I didn't see him that up close, but I didn't watch it like on a big screen. I was
watching it on a fairly large one.
I was like, mine was just a regular home screen, computer screen.
I mean, mine's regular home screen too. It's just, like, big enough.
It's a normal size.
Yeah,
Um,
it's nitpicky. It's not one of those things that should impact a score, but the last movie did such a good job of really incorporating the brand of Lego into the design that when this one kind of cuts corners in places, to me it stands out. Like now that we've watched these back to back, if I had waited 3 years like I did the first time I watched it, I never would have noticed. I would have been like, this is brilliant. This is amazing. But I'm watching these week by week and I'm like, hey, some of these things aren't Lego anymore. They're just modeled to look like Lego.
what, you run out of fake Legos?
Yeah, like you can literally just put the circles on top of them and congrats, you've turned them into Lego. Like
Well, I applaud your attention to detail.
my nitpickiness. But I'm going to say something that I'm noticing that really blows my mind. Kate, I'm going to say her last name wrong. I think it's Micucci. She's a comedic singing actor.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a TV show for a while that I didn't really watch, but I've always kind of thought she was very pretty to look at. She's the voice of Clayface. And I never would have guessed that in a million years. That's the most shocking voice in this whole movie, is that she is Clayface. Because I was just like, oh, Clayface is silly in this movie. It's really well, it's a comedian that I love. And then Eddie Izzard as Voldemort was another one that surprised me. I like Eddie Izzard's stand up, so I was pleased to see him as Voldemort.
Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, if you have not watched any of his stand-ups, I don't want to give it away, but
okay.
There's a very good one from like the mid-aughts that one of the best things about it is he does an encore where he redoes a section of the stand-up that you just watched, but he does it in a different language. Both to show off that he can speak more than one language, but also to show that his type of comedy, even if you don't know the language, you're still going to have a good time. And I think part of it is that you know what he's talking about because you just heard that particular segment. It's just a repeat, but it's in a different language, and it's shocking that you can understand it. If I can remember what it's called, I'll send you the link to it. Sure. It's a fantastic stand-up special.
Well, let's see. Batman, ends up in prison, but he did allow Robin to come with him because I do enjoy that Robin is convinced that Batman and Bruce Wayne are just like roommates, or they share a landlord.
Two different people.
Like, oh, he's actually your dad as well, and as one of your dads, I approve that you can go on this fighting excursion. So
I love that in prison they let Batman keep his cowl. So yeah. He's still Batman even in prison.
It works. It's where the comedy makes it like anything can really work.
Mm-hmm. And there is one Joker joke that also tickles me to no end. And it's an old joke at this point. It's become an obvious joke at this point. But I don't even know if this is the one that originated it. But he asks Sauron, where is the Batcave? And they're like, it's under Wayne Manor. And
does that mean?
And Joker's like, are you telling me that Batman is Bruce Wayne's roommate?
Yep. It works. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
And,
but time to get out of prison.
Let's see. I'm looking at the wiki because I'm like, we kind of missed the whole adoption Bruce Wayne talking Robin through all the costumes, but it's really funny. I think it's okay to say this will be a highly enough rated movie. If you haven't watched it because you don't like Batman, give it a shot because
Yeah.
it may be less of a Batman movie and more of just a what do we call it? Batman finding healing, which is I appreciate. I like it.
It is cool to see any character going through a healing moment. And this movie, it takes him a long time to have any sort of character development. Because even when the Joker breaks out of the Phantom Zone and brings all of the villains with him, even when Barbara and Alfred come to the prison to let him out and help him get back in action, he still doesn't want help. And he builds a jet and stuffs everybody in. And Barbara's like, why aren't there any more seats? And he's like, last time I checked, I've only got one butt. It's so funny, but like all the way to 3/4 into the movie, he's still the biggest jerk in the world.
Yep. He is, he hasn't allowed himself to say, yeah, I do love these people. He recognizes that he wants to keep them safe, but he doesn't trust them not
That's
to die.
the closest we get to any kind of character development. Like after that big action sequence where they all have to work together, he's like, I'm going to send you guys away. He still can't accept anyone else to help him. And we almost think maybe that's the character development. He is caring about 3 people enough to send them away to safety. But that's not the growth that Batman needs. And we're still like 20 or 30 minutes away from his actual growth. And I do love that. I love that we get such a slow burn for this character.
I think it works pretty well. I mean, he gets captured and sent to the Phantom Zone. And, and that's where
his whole thing screams bad guy.
Yep. He learns that, maybe all this vigilantism that like the Batman newest movie is kind of going through, like, you are fighting crime, but it's just at the edge of you are not the Riddler, but you sure could be if you just, were not trying to do the not killing people thing.
I was going to say, you are one murder away from being just as bad as the bad guys you're fighting. And I do like that it takes Phyllis in the Phantom Zone essentially saying, like, you're not a good person. You're bad.
Yeah. Look in the mirror and make a change.
Yeah. We had that whole quote at the beginning.
I do enjoy when movies kind of set themselves up when it's done comedically. If it was like a serious, like add a quote to the front of like Gladiator and then close it with like that quote reversed, it would be ridiculous. So I enjoy it for that manner. He has to beat up all the bad guys, but he doesn't have...
We finally get a moment of character change, and I gotta shout it out because I love the designs of it. His character change comes from everybody else's bat signals, where he hits a button and creates a Batgirl bat signal and a Robin bat signal and an Alfred bat signal. And then he flicks it a bunch of times and gets all of the villains to have their own bat signals. and like, I love those designs in the sky. I love pausing it on the villain one to see what their bat signals look like.
I feel like it's a movie for artists, because I'm sure that whoever had to design stuff had to do all of this.
Because they know there's going to be people like me who pause it and want to look at all the designs. But yes, now we can get to the final battle, which is quite spectacular.
He
quite good to look at.
And the he doesn't get to the bomb in time. I'm like, they fight because they're about to lose. Batman convinces Phyllis to send him back so that he can save him and become better. He promises to come back. And it's like, I believe Batman. He's selfish, but like, I imagine in this world he also hasn't let anybody die. Like
yeah, I imagine he's still honest, even if he's a jerk.
Yeah, I'm like,
yep.
It's like, I actually do need to save this, so I will come back, and he does afterwards at the end. But maybe this fight is more for the resolution of the Joker's conflict and the resolution of Batman's letting people help him and be part of his family. I feel like it's, if anything, maybe it's too nice of a wrap up to everybody. The villains get to keep on living and the good guys win. It feels like the
I'm only going to push back on so he does have the bomb threat, and he has, as you said, he's not good enough to stop it, and it does blow up the city and bring everyone apart. I do love when they all stack on each other's heads and they all go to reach and they still fail. Batman's speech to the Joker, where he's like, I wake up at 2 p.m. and get absolutely ripped and all of these things that he does specifically because of the Joker. It's hilarious, but it is still filled with a lot of heart. And I love that speech. I really do. Like, yes, it is funny. It's so funny. And the fact that everybody has to do the hardest crunch they've ever done, really, work on those abs. And we get the thing I loved from the last movie, a wide shot that's like a miniature version of the big thing, and it just coming together really quick and just snapping together uneventfully. And I love it. I genuinely love that as a conclusion, because it's so funny and yet still so good.
Yeah. It's a really solid ending, if it feels a little like when Toy Story Andy plays with toys. Like, we're going to come back to fight another day. But in this one, there's no humans. We're just kind of playing the Legos. They're doing it themselves. So I don't have any issues with it. I think that might be the only minor gripe.
Okay, so you were getting to Batman sending himself back to the Phantom Zone. What did you think of Batman essentially revealing himself to all of Gotham? I know that only the Bat family sees it, but surely somebody had followed Batman onto the dock to see him take his mask off.
I think his rules are less stringent than the Mandalorians.
Yeah,
especially in this universe. I think if you want to go that route, like Alfred is a Batman signal now. Like,
that's true.
I'm less concerned with whether a citizen of Gotham saw him take his mask off.
I do love Robin's little speech when he's like, my 2 dads are actually 1 dad, but now I'm losing them. Like, like that is a nice little thing. Like, it's still funny, still very funny, but this movie does a great job of threading the needle of being funny and impactful at the same time. It's really interesting.
I really enjoyed this movie. Joker makes Batman say, I hate you. It's like, okay, I don't think there's any sort of reveal for a second Lego Batman movie like the Duplos in the first one, but
Well,
unless I
you
missed it.
brought it up. It was never in the movie. This is a tragedy of just following the news. I don't remember who bought the Lego film production company, but it wasn't Warner Brothers, if I remember correctly. Someone else bought them, and that meant that the Lego Batman movie 2 was canceled. It was in development.
Oh,
It was, I've since forgotten because apparently it had a script that was finished and everybody was excited for it because it was going to continue telling these stories of learning how to trust and learning how to have a family. This time it was going to focus on Robin. And I'm not remembering everything perfectly. I just remember that when the details of the script were revealed, I thought, holy crap, we missed what would have been an incredible sequel. And it's gone. It's gone forever. I'm thankful that this movie doesn't hint at a sequel, but
yeah.
there was one in production.
Aw,
And it's dead. It's a dead movie now.
that's unfortunate. Could have been
Yeah.
super fun.
It really could have. But I love how this movie ends. I love the closing credits. I love the Bat family coming together. And I'm glad. I am genuinely glad that this movie ends. That it doesn't leave anything up for a sequel. It doesn't hint that there's more story to tell. It has a beginning, middle, and end, and it's satisfying. And so I do love that.
Yeah, it's a nice complete show. And that's why I rate it.
I was about to say, let's get into it. On this podcast, we do ratings, not grades, and the primary difference is where you find the average in a grade. The average is a 7 out of 10. That's so everything feels better. Everybody feels good about their grade. And when you have something that is graded poorly, you might raise it up a little bit to get it closer to that average. But we say no. No, we do ratings. And in a rating, we say a 5 out of 10 is the middle. That is the average. So if we give a movie a 5 out of 10, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It means it is average. So with that said, Justin, please tell me what you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't know that I can just give it a flat out 10 because I feel like I need to nitpick something, but I went with 9 because it's so funny and worth it. I think maybe if you're not a fan of comedies, hey, then maybe it won't match what you're looking for. Because if you don't care about Batman at all, well, maybe it's a fun little movie to watch anyway. 9 is, if anything, underselling it. But
I was going to say, that might be the highest score you've ever given a movie.
I think so. I enjoyed it more than the first movie, the Lego movie, and I gave that an 8. I don't know that it would come to first thought to like, what's your one movie that you love? Like, I think this movie is really, 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 really funny. But yeah, 9 simply because it's great.
I think that's fair. I genuinely thought that you were going to make this your first perfect movie. I thought you were going to hit us with a 10. So I'm shocked. I'm going to tell you my nitpicks on this movie, while they are there, they are what keeps this from a perfect movie for me. But I'm also at a 9. I think this is, as I said at the beginning, this is the best Batman movie. Well, this might be tied for the best. We'll have to see if we ever get to that franchise. But The Dark Knight is my other like favorite Batman movie of all time. just so happens that both of these movies have the Joker as the main villain. So I genuinely love both those movies together, but this movie is so unique and so interesting that it really does stand on its own as a fantastic Batman movie, but it's also a great children's comedy. It's a great Lego movie. I've got small nitpicks, and those are just because the last movie set such a high bar that I can't look past some of these nitpicks. And then I just got personal beef with Zach Galifianakis. It's not his fault. Like, I can't hold it against him. I would probably give this movie an 8 if I were more vindictive, but I can't deny that my dislike of this actor, it doesn't take away from the movie. It doesn't make me think, I don't want to watch this anymore. I hate that guy. I still lovingly watch this movie. If anything, the water effect has more of an impact on my score than Zach Galifianakis does. So 9 out of 10, it's so close to another perfect movie. It genuinely is an incredible work of art. And that gives us a show average of a 9 out of 10, which I think it's fair. It's very reasonable. It's equal to what we gave collectively the last movie. But it expresses our tiny, tiny concerns with the movie while also saying, this movie's dope. This movie's fantastic.
It is almost perfect. It works really well.
Well, next time we are also in 2017, but on the back half of the year with the Lego Ninjago movie. Something that came completely out of left field. I never would have guessed that they would make a movie about the Ninjago line of toys. I didn't even know Ninjago had a TV series until I watched this movie.
I was unaware of all of that.
Yeah, so like, this is the Ninjago movie is one of those movies where for some people, they got so excited when they heard about it because they love the toys, they love the TV show. But for most people, they were shocked. They were like, really? Ninjago? What is a Ninjago?
Like a Duplo movie. What is going on?
Yeah, it was just so out of left field. But I'm excited to get to that next week because I've seen it a couple of times. My son loved it so much that he started watching the Ninjago show, and I had a good time with it. So I'm excited to dive back into that world, but it has been a lot of years since I have last seen it.
Well, cool. Well, I think that mostly wraps us up, everyone that's listening. We want to thank you for listening to our show. If you enjoyed yourself, please like, comment, review, subscribe, whatever your platform of choice offers. Do that and help us get in front of more people. We'd also love it if you shared it or any episode with friends and family. And you can send us questions about this episode or others, or suggest future franchises. I'm always up for hearing those at our email, potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. Before we end it all, is there anything else you'd like to?
I don't really have anything. I would love to get franchise suggestions. That would be my big shout out and call to action as well, whether that be through comments on your platform of choice, although I have trouble finding all the comments. So if anybody's left them, I haven't seen them. But email 100%. I see those. They go to my cell phone. So potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. Just send us some franchise suggestions, long, short. It just has to have more than one movie. That's correct. The key.
So, I mean, I'm sure that there are 2 film franchises that will surprise us. Can't think of any myself, but before there was Glass.
I can.
I don't know. You couldn't have put together Unbreakable with Split without Glass.
Not at all. Yeah, Glass has to exist. I would say Happy Death Day is one of my favorite 2 movie franchises.
Okay.
You've got Happy Death Day and then Happy Death Day 2U with the number 2 and the letter U. I love both of those movies. I think they are so much fun.
Interesting. I'll have to look them up, or maybe we'll just add them to the list.
I was gonna say we could just do it, and then you'll have to watch them.
That's how you get me watching. I have to watch these, and I mean that rounds it out so nicely, because these Lego movies, if they build it, we will watch it. Goodbye.
Bye.